Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the 3-Minute Story Challenge. It's great to see all of you, and we have got an evening plan for you. We've got a very interesting evening plan for you, and it has been joyful to see how we've grown. We were around 4 story enthusiasts who got together, just faffing around with Zoom, trying to figure out what to do, and we came up with the idea, why don't we do a 3-minute story challenge? Yeah, make it short, make it crisp. We've had it. We opened it last Friday. It went a bit more public. We got a bit of feedback. A few of the storytellers said, make it 5 minutes. But some of the feedback, written feedback we got was, keep it at 3 minutes. Let's see if people pick up the format. It takes out the fluff. People get more excited. People get more concise. And in today's world, maybe that's a good thing to do because attention spans are so short. So anyway, we had people, counting last time, counting this time, and what people have written in to me. We've had people from New Zealand, from Australia, from Russia, from Ireland, from the US, from India, and of course, Germany. So it's getting pretty international, and that gave us a thought. And the thought was, why don't we start including international people in it? Till now, when we did the Storytellers Night, it was international people, but people living in Munich, because we have that physical constraint. But with this Zoom conference, we're going digital, we don't have a physical constraint. So we've decided to reach out to people from different countries, different communities. And we're setting up a schedule of getting people from their storytellers from different countries, people using other narrative forms from different countries, and getting them on to interview them. Now, for today, I had a person called Artie scheduled. I don't know if Artie has come in. Artie, if you've come in, please give me a shout out. Not as yet. Fine. But anyway, Artie is a film. He's Arthur Henry. He's a filmmaker and a producer, director and producer. Makes films and has also been an award winner of films. So we'll see whether he comes on before we start. Otherwise, we will go ahead. So the idea is to interview people from different countries. Naomi was here last time and she made a good suggestion. One is, why don't they tell folk tales from their country? Somebody just sent me a chat message. Let me just see. Okay, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Artie has just written to me, I can't hear any audio, gotta fix that. Well, he's gotta hear audio because he's gotta hear the questions I asked him, right? So he's fixing that and we'll wait for that. So Naomi said they can share folk tales. They can share, because we are a true story event, they can share folk tales. They can give an idea. What is storytelling in Ghana? What is storytelling in New Zealand? What are their experiences? What are the different forms and arts of storytelling in their countries? What are the structures they follow? And we thought, having this possibility, we're going to bring you all of that on this stage. But today, we're going to be with a 3-minute challenge. I'm going to put Artie behind at the end of the show. We'll have a talk with him. But we're going to show you how this 3-minute challenge works. I'm going to share my screen with you. 1 minute. Can you all see my screen? Thumbs up?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody can see my screen. Can you see the 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take it down. And I'm going to take it up to 5 seconds. Now imagine that this is a screen and you've been talking for your 3 minutes, 55 seconds. And this is what happens. The countdown. Have you heard that, everybody?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
As soon as that sound comes, let me play it once more. As soon as that sound comes, the host of this evening, Sylvie, will put off the speaker's mic. And that's the challenge. That's why it's called the 3-minute story challenge. You've got to make your story within 3 minutes. And don't play safe. Don't try and do it with less than 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. Try and take it as near to the 3 minutes as possible. Last time we had a person who ended her story 1 second before 3 minutes. Another person around 20 seconds before. And one person who went over 3 minutes and we had to put off her mic. Of course, we'll let us share it later on, but slowly we will get tighter on that crew. So, is everybody ready for the evening?
Yo.
Yo. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I see Artie there. Artie, welcome.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
okay, fine. Ladies and gentlemen, Artie is Arthur Henry. He is a Frenchman, comes from France, born in France, but lives in Munich. And like I said before, Arthur, or Artie, I'll be calling him Artie from now on, that's the name he goes by. Artie has been a director and a producer. He has of films and videos. He's also won 2 awards at film festivals. Now, Artie I've set up a few questions I'd like to ask him. It's going to be short. We don't have much time on this show, but I intend to interview all of the people I interview on this show later on so that we have longer interviews for them, which I will then post on YouTube and different channels. Artie, welcome on our show, and thank you for taking some time for us.
Thank you for inviting me. Yeah, it's nice.
Thank you, Artie. Artie, first of all, just to clarify to us, what kind of films, videos do you make, and what are the awards that you won?
So it's kind of various because I like to touch different aspects of filmmaking, but mainly short movies on the fiction side. That could be a comedy, romance, thriller, different kind of style. And on the side, I also make shorter videos that are more artistic or more travel videos or these kind of things. The awards I won, one for a touristic video and one for a short fiction that was 3 minutes long. And yeah, that's about it.
So you made a 3-minute fiction. So in the digital world, because you have the editing and cutting and all that and jumping, which you could do 3 minutes. And did you write the script yourself? Because I also know you do some script writing sometimes on and off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did the script yourself. That's great. So what is the difference within the oral tradition? Because we essentially specialize in the oral tradition of storytelling, though it's true stories, and the digital tradition of storytelling. What kind of difference do you notice?
Yeah, so I would say I'm not super experienced in oral storytelling, and I really admire because I've been to Storytellers Night and I've seen how it is, and it's very interesting. And I would say, yeah, the differences lies really on the technical side, because in filmmaking there's many aspects that come together as a whole. So, for example, many people think, oh, the director is responsible for everything, but at the end, there's so many parts that come together, and the director is just about making sure that we're going in the same direction. And so there's cinematography, the acting is going to be super important. The choice of angles, the decoration, the composition of the shots, the colors, and so all these come together as a whole to make a good movie, and the storytelling for sure, like the script, the content. So combining all these together, that's how you make a good film. And then I guess the main difference with the oral is all these technical aspects and these different parts that come together to work in collaboration to be functional and to make a good movie. So it's not only about having an idea, doing it and performing it. It's really about collaborating with people to make it work as a whole.
Okay, but there are certain videos which go viral. Mm-hmm. Is there any magic formula to make a video that goes viral? Is there any magic story structure?
Well, like there's many different content that can go viral. But I would say, mainly it's about the hook, the audience. Like, I'm not professionalized in viral videos, and I haven't achieved that myself. So it would be difficult to say exactly like, okay, that's the recipe to get a viral video. But mainly it's about the hook of the audience, and I've listened to some talk about it, and they say that if you're waiting for something, I would say that's the hook we get in filmmaking, is you're waiting to see the next step. You want to see more. You want to see the next.
Okay, the suspense, kind of the hook which you get, and that's a great thing. Now, Artie, you've put together a great filmmakers community in Munich. Can you just tell us a brief thing about that?
Yeah, the filmmakers community is basically it started about 6 years ago, and with a simple meetup, etc. And little by little, we started collaborating with people on making movies, and it's movies as a hobby. And we figured that many people have great ideas. So anybody that is passionate about movies or about storytelling will tend to want to kind of bring a story to the world of the screen. That's what we do here at Flying Panda Media. We basically help people bring their stories to life, develop the scripts, etc., and then make them. And that's what we've been doing the past 2 years, with people. So before we were doing just our own movies, and now we really are collaborating as a community to bring new stories to the screen. And that's I find it really interesting, and we're able to achieve really good results on low budget now, which I feel very positive about it for the future. And I think anybody can have great ideas about storytelling, and everybody watch movies, and everybody has a vision about that. And that's the interesting part, is that great stories can come from anywhere. And the only difficult part is all the technical things and the collaborative approach, like producing, directing, and making it significant. We can bring those skills on board, so people come to us with a script, with an idea, and we develop it from there, from pre-production to the making.
Okay. Great, Artie. Thank you very much. We are now just at the end of our time for the interview. Could you do me a favor? Write into the chat group who they can about this group and a bit of it. So if people want, they can get online and become a member of your group. It's a great group, ladies and gentlemen. I've been there. Artie is a great host. He carries a lot of the costs, so he runs it on donations. And that's a fabulous. He's put together a great team, and there's some really, more than some really creative people in that group. Artie, thank you very much. And we'll go on. I'll interview you. Like I said, I want to interview you later for a longer interview. Thank you very much. Right? Stay on for the evening. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we're coming to the 3-minute story challenge, the main crux of our evening. Well, not the main, but a part of our evening. We've got 3 storytellers. We've got 2 of them are based in Munich. One of them just came in, one of the guests on our show, and is from Ireland. I think it's Ireland, but he'll explain later. And we will start with the challenge. I will first put on the clock, and then I will introduce the first storyteller. Right. Everybody can see the clock. Let me reset it to, oops, let me put on my specs. The tragedies of growing old, or growing up, more like growing up. I've grown in the last, right. Okay, fine. The timer has been set at 3 minutes. Let me call on the storyteller, the first storyteller. Please raise your hand. The host of the evening, they're very hardworking, very efficient. Sylvie is the host for the first time in a Zoom conference. So she has to clock you on. Ladies and gentlemen, we are making a video of all of this to see that you agree to having yourself videoed. And so Samuel, please come on to stage.
Okay, thank you, Kuma. Good evening, everyone.
Right, now Samuel, just before you start,
okay.
Introduce yourself. Where are you from originally?
Okay. My name is Samuel Ozama. I come from Nigeria. And I've been living in Munich for the past 7 years. Though I was in Italy, for a quite long time. That was 17 to 18 years I lived in Italy before I moved to Munich. Yeah.
Right, Samuel. So from Nigeria and based in Munich. Samuel, your story starts.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Samuel Ozoma, and I come from Nigeria. My father used to tell me, Samuel, whenever you find yourself in a very critical condition, be careful what you say to yourself, because soon or later, that becomes your reality. It's about this. I have to give you a short story about myself here in Munich. I used to live in Italy. I was one of those who came to Europe with visa, which enabled me to work and live in Italy. I never sworn to Italy, like so many people who swam through Mediterranean Street. So I lived in Italy. I was a business owner. Then things went south. Then I lost barely everything that I accumulated. Then I have to start life out fresh. So I decided to move to Germany, Munich to be precise. Coming to Munich, I can say I started with barely nothing. What I mean, no money, no friends, no relatives, no communication, no job provision, or no job arrangement or whatever. So I have to manage myself and fix myself in whatever I can lay my hands on. So there's this monastery church near St. Ligator. I used to go and have some free food. You know, I've been going there in order to get something to eat. Then I can move on and start searching for a job. One day I was standing in the line. The nun who used to run this organization, she moved to me and told me, do 9. So I thought that maybe she said that I'm number 9. I said, okay, I am number 9. I said, no, you have to go. I said, why? He said, no, you don't have to come here again. So I was devastated. I said, why? So then something came up to me and told me that you don't belong here. So there's no need for you to eating food that doesn't belong to you. There I went out. I was walking along the road, filled up with agony and anger. There I said to myself, I remember what my dad used to tell me. I said to myself, I will never come back here again. I don't belong here. And I don't have to come up here to steal people's food, because I felt that I am stealing from them because I don't belong there. So what happened is, I said, I will donate to them. I should be donating to people. So fast forward to them up to now that we have COVID-19. Subsequently, I got a job and I got a house. So I made the promise that each time I have something, I have to be donating. So thank God, since this COVID-19 has started, I've been donating money to 5 different organizations. So the moral of my story is, whatever you find yourself, never, you mind what you say to yourself. Thank you.
Wow. On the dot. Fabulous. And with a message, that's really fabulous. And just 1 minute, I got to stop and that's really fabulous, Samuel. Excellent. Thank you very much for sharing such a lovely story with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that. And I like the challenge you took on to take it till the last minute, right? That's really last second. Now, I'm going to put the thing back up, but before I put it up, let me introduce the next speaker. I'm going to call on Vincent. Vincent, can you just say hi so Sylvie can identify you? Vincent? Hello?
No. Okay now?
Yeah, okay, fine. We got you. Right, now, Vincent, before I put the clock on, just tell us where you're from, where you're staying right now.
Okay, so I'm in Ireland. I'm in Tipperary in Ireland. And I've only been to your place once in Munich when we were on holiday there. And that's how we heard about your events.
Okay, great.
We liked it.
Now I'm going to put on share the screen, the timer, so that you can see it. Okay. And have it count down. And as soon as you start saying the first word you utter, I'll start it.
Okay, so I'll begin my story. I used to live in London for about 13 years. And when I was living there, I was a builder. One time I was in charge of a job, which was a nice, pretty little railway station in the countryside near London. And we had to restore the place, but when it was finished, it had to look its age and everything had to be preserved exactly as it was. So there was a lot of brick in the building. A lot of London buildings have brick. And a guy had to come who was a specialist brick restorer. So I was waiting for him and he did arrive and he looked like, he was dressed as a builder, but he had like a little doctor's bag with him. I'd never seen anybody turn up on a building site like that before. But the one thing he had, which was the most striking, was he had a lot of charisma. The very minute he arrived, I felt he was different to everybody else. anything he would say, you would listen to. So he began his work, and he was very, very slow actually, but he was so charismatic and so warm to the people that everybody liked him. And they said he must be doing a great job because he's such a nice guy. So the job went very well, and when he was finished, he invited me to his house for dinner. And when I got there, he wasn't actually home yet, but I met his wife. And she told me the story of how he became a specialist brick restorer. One day he was looking at the newspaper for a job, and he saw there were jobs in Dresden, in Germany, for bricklayers. And he said, how difficult can it be to lay bricks? You put down one line of bricks, you put another line on top. It's got to be easy. So he phoned them, and with his charm and his charisma, he only asked one question: when can you start? So he went, but he had never held a brick in his hand in his life. But when he got there, he was such a nice guy and he had such charisma that everybody liked him and they helped him, and he managed to get through the job. And when the job was finished and he came back to London, he was so popular that they sent him on a course for specialist brick restoration. And by the time he had come to me, he actually was very good at that job, even though he'd only been doing it for about 2 years altogether. And when I left London in the year 2000, I met him for the last time. And at that stage, he told me he was getting a bit tired of the brick thing and he was going to try something else. So I never actually did find out what it was he was going to try. But knowing the man and knowing what he was like, I know that whatever he tried, he would be fine. So basically, he would do whatever he liked. And with this amazing charisma he had, it would work out fine for him. So maybe he'll turn up over in Germany someday. You might see him. He may be your doctor. He may be your solicitor. Whatever he is, you'll believe him. That's my story.
Perfect. That is fantastic. And we took it nearly right to the end, the edge of the evening. Okay, that is fantastic. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Vincent. Thank you very much. And we hope to have you come on the show and share more stories in the future. All right? And also your family, your lovely wife. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the idea of this, we would like to have more storytellers on this evening, maybe even change its format and all. I loved it last time. A lot of you, some of you gave us feedback. You wrote to us. You gave us your thoughts. And this show is going to be built on what you think, what you feel could be improved, what you feel could be added on, what you feel could be taken away. So please do communicate with us. Please do reach out to us. Give us your suggestions. Find people who'd like to share stories. And let's bring this whole community together and have people from different parts of the world. And if you know somebody in your country who's a storyteller who involves him or herself in different narrative forms, have a talk with them and let us interview them sometime in the future. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite on the stage our third storyteller of this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Hall. Put your hands together for Peter Hall. Peter Hall, please come on stage and tell us your country of origin, where you are right now, and then we'll talk about the show.
Country of origin, I grew up in Australia, in Brisbane. Country of origin is Germany, and as they say in Germany, I have chosen Munich as my hometown.
Oh, excellent. So here we have a Münchener. Peter, I'm about to share my screen the clock on my screen once again. Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Okay, fine. Then as soon as the first word you utter, I will start it.
Okay, so a friend of mine recently shared the following piece of wisdom. He said that old people should take up computer games and young people should invest in the stock market, and not the other way around as we know it. So I identify with the group older people rather than younger people. So I took his advice and I took the lockdown as an opportunity to catch up on my computer games skills. And whammo, I was hooked. A few days into the lockdown, I could not get through the morning without my dopamine hit of computer game. You might be wondering what that game is. Is it World of Warcraft? No. Is it some kind of space blaster game? No. Is it Call of Duty 4? No. My online game addiction is chess. You know, that game that you've always played or played once in your life and never again because it takes up too much time? On online chess, you play with strangers all over the world. Now, you might say, but Peter, chess is such a wonderful game. It might be a wonderful game, but it's turned my life into hell. You get beaten 3, 4, 5 times in a row, go to bed, vanquished, defeated, and depressed. And the worst is you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning in a sweat. And the last moves where you got checkmate go around in your head, around and around in a loop. And the people who beat you, they all have a profile. There's a 14-year-old school child from Iran. There's a bus driver from Jakarta. There's a bottle collector in Kenya. These people are not Russian masters. They are ordinary people, and they beat me every time. If you want to try this out, I would advise strongly against it. But if you were interested in ruining your life and ruining possibly the best part about the lockdown that you've had until now, have a look at chess.com. Sign up. My code name is Shocking Lunchbox. Bring it on.
Super. You got an excellent name. I'll let the countdown thing just. Great. You see how much time you had, a lot of time in hand. That's an excellent name, Peter, you got. Excellent. Very, very lovely. I think we've got, thank you all three of you for great stories. Thank you, Artie, for having shared an interview with us. We're going to be there next Friday again. I've just got, Sylvia sent me a message that we're running out of time. So I thought I might share a story, but I won't do that today. Next Friday, we're going to have a lady from Moscow. I'm going to be interviewing her. She holds a story event also in Moscow. She reached out to me when she was in Munich. We met for a very short time because she was rushing back to Moscow. And we're going to get her here. And she's also willing to share a story. So not only are we going to be interviewing her, understanding what the scene in Moscow is regarding storytelling, we're also going to hear a story from Moscow. I haven't set any rules for her. I haven't told her it has to be a true story. Let us see what flavor she brings onto this screen. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all a lot for having come here, taken time out of your evening and being with us. I hope you've enjoyed the evening. If you've enjoyed the evening, bring some friends next time, share it with your friends, tell them about it. And if we can get a good response from people and people find this event an interesting event sorry about that, but it's worth it for you to spend some time here. Most likely I'll go in for a paid version. We're on the free version of Zoom right now, going for a paid version and go to an hour show. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great weekend and stay healthy. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Kumar.
Thank you, Kumar.
Thank you. Bye.